Your Iron Trader. It is Tuesday morning. Hopefully everybody had a great holiday weekend, but now it's time to go to work. Okay, we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. We'll take a look here at the old NQ, which is down about 220. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Here we have Bitcoin daily and weekly chart. Now you can see here we had that double top situation and we're downtrending right here below this 8-day. Okay, now you can see how strong that 8-day popped right on up, but just could not hold it. Last week it was the same kind of a situation. So now what we're doing is we're trading right between. We made a lower low today and so far a lower high. Okay, so let's look at the downside here first. So what we want to do is just look right to the left of the chart. This is going to be your support level. At the bottom of that candle, 110,420, all right? Then we'll come down to the bottom of there. You're looking at 109,590, okay? We'll come down there at 108,845. We'll look to Friday's low, 108.20, and then we'll look to today's low at 107,790, and then we'll be looking right here at that 107,220. Now, there's also a very, very critical one right here at 108,223, which is just very basically just above that 107. So these are your two key levels that you want to watch at a closing basis, is that 108,223 and that right there at that 107,220 level. Now, here on the upside, well, we made a high today of 111,395, but really the key is going to be this 8-day at sitting at 111,826. Now, if we can get above that, we'll come to the top of that candle, 112,795. Come to Friday's high, 113,390. And then we come up here, 113,540. Those are going to be your resistance levels. Now, if you get above that, but you have to get above that 8-day, it's going to be that 50-day at 114,465, and then your 21-day rate above it at 115,223 level. So you got a lot of resistance here, that 8, the 50-day, and the 21-day. Now, this 8-day, to get above that, you got to be proven, because right now you can see 1, 2, 3, that it just could not get above it. It got above it, but it couldn't close above it, and that's going to be the whole key. Now, if we start losing, okay, these key levels, like you start losing this here, that 108,223, and that 100 SMA here, then we'll be coming down all the way down to the bottom of these candles. Okay, so you're looking at that 107, 195 level. We have 105, 440 level, and then we can just work yourself all the way down here. You got like 103, 850 level here, and then we come down to the bottom at 102, 425, and then this is what you're gonna be looking for. It's this 100, 553. If you lose that, we have this 50-day at right there at 96, 445. Those are your big support levels. Okay, it's going to be this 100-day, the 21-day, that 50-day, and this 200-day. Those are all going to be your key levels. Now, we're still in a downtrending situation, so you have to get above and close above that 8-day. If you can, we can attack that 50-day and maybe even that 21 SMA. Now, you can see here we had that negative divergence, and obviously it worked out nicely. It sold it. Now we're looking at that 44. That's not overbought or oversold. Your green is below your red. That shows complete momentum to the downside, which obviously we have. Okay, so this has to turn around. But if you look at it, now we're at the bottom situation, and as I say, same way with here. So again, you have to close above that 8-day, then we can run right towards that 50 and that 21-day. Now, here by Friday, we definitely want to hold that 21-day. If not, we're going to go to the 50-day. Okay, but again, when you look at this chart, bottom left, upper right, higher low situation. This price can come all the way down to this 50-day at 96. Okay, 445, and it still is a very, very bullish chart. Okay, so just always look at that. See, we have a series of higher lows, and we have a series of higher highs. Just because you have a pullback, that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be a spectacular buying opportunity to take it into the end of the year. All right, so where we are here, you're sitting at 56. That's not overbought or oversold. The green cross over your right shows momentum to the downside, which obviously we have. So again, we have to get back above that 8-day, then we can start hitting up the upside targets, but you have to reverse this downtrend. Right now, we're in a downtrending situation on Bitcoin. Okay, let's take a look here at gold and silver. Gold and silver, both of them breaking out. Okay, so I always pointed out here that this is a very, very bullish chart. The key was that we had to close back above two key levels, which was this 3509, and we had to close above this list level right here at this 3534 level. Now you can see we made a high of 3578. So when we were here, I said you're going to hit that 3550 target, 3600, and maybe even 3620 level. Okay, so let's just see by the end of the day if we can hold that 3534 level. That's going to be very, very critical. Very, very critical. Okay, that 35.34. Okay, so all you have to do is watch that price channel. If we can close above it, okay, then we have a good shot at at hitting that 3,600 level and possibly 3,620 and maybe even higher. Okay, it's not a situation. So now we've got another bullish scenario. But again, if we can't, this is what you're looking at for support. 35.34, that's going to be key support level. Okay, then we come over here to the top of that candle, 35.09, that's going to be key support. Then we'd look to the top of there at that 34.83, and then we'll come over here at 34.76 level, and then we want to watch this key level here is going to be this 34.56, and then we have your 21-day at 34.27. Let me bring that up a little bit for you. Okay, 34.27. Then we have your 50 SMA sitting at 38.384, and then your 100-day at 33.53. But now you look at it, the price is above all your simple moving averages. Very, very good. But got to be a little careful here. This RSI is starting to get into that overbought situation. The green is over your red, but it can go much higher. Now, we over here, we are over into the overbought situation, okay? But we're not even quite there yet. So we have plenty of room to run to the upside. So bottom line on gold, watch that 35.34 on a closing basis today. That's going to be very, very key. Now, silver. You can see here on silver, we already are in that overbought situation. The green is over red, but the chart is looking very, very bullish. Now, as I pointed out here, we had this consolidation. When you have that, then we created this bull flag. See this bull flag situation right there? Then we just rallied up, had a nice little pullback, but you notice how strong that 50 SMA is, okay? See? Look at that. Look how strong. It held it, and then it just rallied up. Now, once we broke out of this level right here, this is what you're looking for, 39.91, well, then there's no stopping it. It can go right on up. So when we're down here, so you're going to go 40, then you're going to go 42, and then you go 45. Okay, so 42, well, we're paying pretty damn close to 42. I mean, 41.995. That's not bad. So if you're trading and you're having that 42 on your mark, you've been very, very good at that, taking some off the table right there. Now, if it keeps right on rallying, then you're looking for that 45 level and work yourself up to that 50 level. But right now, 41.995, that is looking very, very good. Okay. Now, what you have to watch about is here. See this price channel? Okay. See the blue line here is the price channel, and we're outside of that price channel. So it really wants to come back and wait for that 8-day to catch up. Okay, just like we had here. Okay, if you look in the past, see how it broke right on outside that price channel, and then it wanted to come right back. See, out that price channel, and then it wanted to come back. So this is what we have here again today. So we got to just watch that 42 mark. That's going to be key. But if we can get above it, you got 45, and then we can head towards that 50 mark. But we're getting here to this overbought condition. Now, you can see in the past, even though we had this overbought condition, it didn't really stay up there that long. It didn't go that high like we did like on the gold situation, okay? So let's just see how this all going to shake out here today. Now, on the downside, okay, so what we want to do here is just we want to watch the top of that candle right there, 40.86. That's going to be your support level, okay? Then we come right back down to your 39.91. That's your another support level. And then we're going to be looking for that 8-day at 39.42. 21-day, 38.53, and then your 50-day at 37.98 level. But right now, this is running up here very, very nicely, all the way to that 42 level here. Okay, so just be a little bit patient. Let's see how this all shakes out and closes today. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil and natural gas. All right, here we have the crude oil. Here we have the natural gas. Okay, now we got a little bit of running going on here in the old crude oil. Okay, so here's what we got. Let's just take a little peek ski. Okay, so first of all, we'll take a look at the RSI. You're only at 55. You got plenty of room to run. Your green over your red shows momentum to the upside, which obviously we have. Now, when we were here last week, I said we have this wedge coming down here. Okay, see, we had that wedge situation on down, and the 8-day was curling up. So something was going to give. It's going to pop up, or she's going to pop down. Now you can see where this 8-day crossed over. It's sitting at 64.16. It crossed above that 63.83, that 21-day, and now we're headed for that 64.34, which is your 100-day. Okay, so that took that price right on up. Now the question is, right now we're above this 50-day at 65.56. All right, so what do we made for a high today of 66.03 level? Okay, so your next level, what we're looking for is right here, 66.39. That's going to be your next level. Then we come to the top here at 66.75. Okay, right there, old sticky. And then we're looking at 67.33. Now, we get above that, we can look right to the bottom of this candle. Okay, you're looking at 68.45. Come to the bottom there, 68.56. And then we're looking at the top there, 69.58. And then we're going to look in right here at that 70.51. That's going to be a retest. But you have to get above that 200-day in order to head in that direction. Now, this is seasonality is still very, very much in play for crude oil until realistically about the first week of October. Okay, so always remember that. Now, eventually after that, then you got a good about the second week of October. You got a good selling opportunity all the way there to about the first week of December. Okay, and I just really think that eventually crude will go down into the 50s, but we got to see how that shakes out. That's why we trade the charts. So on the downside, this is what we're watching is that 65.56. That's going to be very key. That's your 50-day. Then we just do the reverse, 65.10 level. Okay, come down here, 64.70, and then we're gonna start running into that 100-day right there, 64.34, and then we have your 8-day, 64.16, and then we have your 21-day at 63.83. Now, if it loses all that, we'll come to the bottom. You're looking at 63.35. It'll come down there. There's your next support at 62.95. And then we come at 62.52. Your next level, 61.83. Then obviously your retest is 61.45. But right now we got a nice, good, rounded situation going here. And we got to just watch that 50-day. If you can close above that 50-day, then we got a good shot at that 21-day and a good shot at that retest at that 70.51 level. Okay. Now, natural gas, not so much. Now, we had this downtrend situation going, okay? We still have a downtrend. You can get above that 50-day, you're still going to be in a downtrend situation, all right? You get that 100-day, you're still going to be in a downtrend situation. So just remember that. Now, we've had a really good nice we gapped and we rallied up here, but look at this topping tail, okay? That's not good. So what we're watching on the downside is you're watching 289. It can be very, very key, and that's your support level. Your next level is going to be 285, okay? We lose that, you're going to come to the bottom of this candle at 277. There's your gap. Then look to the top of that candle, 274. There's your fill. Then we look to the bottom, 265, and then obviously your retest at 262 level. Okay, but your 8-day is curling up here. So let's just see how this is all going to shake out here. So right now, you're still above all these two simple moving averages, which is very good. Now today we hit this low of 292. So all we do is look to the left. What do you have? 292. See, that's your support level. Okay, very, very nice. And then we look to the top of that candle. You had basically 2.914. So this is all your support level, and then you hit that 21-day, then we hit that 8-day. Now, on the upside, we want to watch the top of this candle. That's roughly 3. And then we come up here at 302, and then we looked at today's high at 306 level, all right? So basically, we're looking right at there. That's at 307. It didn't quite mate there, but came pretty close. And then we come up top at 309, and we have 310, and then we'll come up top of that candle at 3.15 level, and then your 50-day is sitting at 3.158. Okay, so that is your upside target. So if you just look at that price channel at roughly 3.15, that is your upside target. Your downside target is going to be this key 21-day and key 8 estimate here. So let's just see if we can hold this. If you can hold this, then we have a good shot at retesting up in this level here and possibly the 100-day and the 200-day. But right now, we just have this sideways action, but watch this topping tail here. That's never really good. Okay, so 48, okay, this could look like it's rolling over, but that's not overbought or oversold. The green is over your red, looking very good. So overall, this isn't looking too bad. It just has, a lot of times is when you have these downtrending situations, okay, it wants to rally up to try to break that downtrend. Then it comes down and it retests these levels. As long as that 21-day and 8-day holds, that could be a good buying opportunity to take this bad boy for another run. All right, let's look at the NQ. Here we have the NQ, the old NASDAQ futures. All right, let's see what we got going here. Okay, so what we have here is you have this 50-day, and we're holding this very, very nicely, and obviously we're holding this again. Okay, so this is what is going to be key on a closing basis is 23. Is this 23,252 level? Okay, if we can't hold that, then we come down to the bottom here, 23.76. And then we come down to the bottom there at that 23.35. But realistically, we're looking at that 23.821 level, which is right here. And then we can come all the way down to the 100-day and the 200-day. So you really have to hold this level right here, okay? Because we ran up, came all the way down, ran up here, tested the 50-day, made a higher low. But if we start losing this, then this is going to be very, very critical on a closing basis, okay? So you want to look at the bottom of that candle, 22.775. So just keep that in mind. If we lose that, yeah, we have support all the way come through and all the way through here, no question. But your target is going to be that 21-day, 100-day, and that 200-day at 214. Now, we had this negative divergence, and you can see where it's coming right on off. The green is below your red. So let's see how this all shakes out. But just remember, this time of the year, that end of August, September, that first week or so of October, that's the worst month for stocks. All right, that's what I got. I'll be back here after the, I'll be back here midday trading. What am I talking about? Okay, midday trading. I'll be back here. We'll take a look at some stocks. And remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.